And they get discussed these days as Trump makes his grotesque nominations for important positions. And people discuss whether they're going to be ratified by the Senate. One of the big questions is how much independence will the Republican senators manifest uh, when they're dealing with President Trump, who has such a hold on the party, has able to weaponize the base, and has been successful in uh, avenging anybody who goes against him in the Republican Party. Will they show independence? Trump started off with wanting to have them authorize the recess appointments, meaning basically to give up the Senate's role, explicitly to say, we're just going to roll over for you. And sometimes some people were afraid that that might come to pass, but it didn't. And some took some heart in that they weren't eager to just say, okay, Mr. President, you do whatever you want, even though the Constitution gives us a job. We'll just forego it and let you have whatever you want. And Matt Gaetz, I mean, he just then, he tested. I mean, if Matt Gaetz could be ratified by a 53-seat Republican majority for Attorney General, then anybody could be ratified for anything. It would say the Senate is not going to say no to anything. So, and interestingly, some Republican senators did various things that made it clear that there is no guarantee of success. There is a carefulness about the Republicans, no need to unnecessarily provoke vengeance from this vindictive president-elect now. But various people did say things that had the effect cumulatively to lead to Gates's being to withdraw. And then we're left with trying to figure out what will the Senate do about Pam Bondi when there's a real chance that she might betray the Constitution and the rule of law in that position. So we'll see how that goes. I was pleasantly surprised that the Republicans stood up to him to that degree to get rid of Gaetz, and it looks like Hegseth is next, and then maybe Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, I'll be interested to know how many times can this happen. One Democratic congressman I saw on TV just a little while ago said that every time they successfully dance their way past the Mr. President, take this guy back, give us somebody that we can vote to confirm, not the Matt Gaetz, but at least maybe the Pam Bondi. And we'll probably have that with Tulsi Gabbard, who's a Putin mouthpiece that they states at TV in Russia is called a Russian asset. That one might be in trouble. And RFK Jr., what a grotesquerie of people there is at the center of Trump world with Elon Musk and RFK Jr. This is what the American people voted for. Wow, is that sobering? Wow. But anyway, to go back to one of the questions in the world that's coming up for the next 2 years at least, while the Senate is controlled by the Republicans, is will they insist on appropriate standards for people to run these important I mean, it looks like Trump is trying to take a wrecking ball to American institutions. That's what a lot of people say, and um, that looks kind of true. Will the Republicans in the Senate stand up independently enough to prevent that? Will they require an attorney general that's true to his or her oath of office? I don't know. I'm afraid to hope for much. I have a history of erring in the direction of hoping for too much uh, from the Republican world. Back at the last part of 2017 and the early part of 2018, for example, I felt reasonably confident that what the Republicans were going to do was to leave Donald, to separate themselves from Donald Trump, to leave him to his fate, because it was already obvious that this was a very impeachable guy, and he was just refusing to act in a way that was acceptable as the president of the United States. In terms of impeachment, if he wasn't impeachable, who the hell was? And this was even before the Ukraine phone call. I expected that the Republicans would say, well, we didn't want this guy to be our candidate in any way. We're still fairly separated from him. Let's just let him take care of his problems and we do our job, and people won't punish us for the crimes and misdemeanors this guy's committing. That's not what happened. Already by the end of 2017, I think in December of 2017, it became visible that the Republicans were committing themselves to becoming instruments of Donald Trump to protect him. And that's just one example of why when I thought that the Republicans would draw some kind of a line and say, well, no, we're not going there with you. But here they are with Donald Trump, guilty of the most serious crimes in American history. We're pretty much right before our eyes, and they're still with him. And he's enforced this. Here's one of the things I don't know. Was it already true that they were fully intimidated and I just didn't realize it by the end of 2017? Or was there some other motive that got them to go along with him further, but they ended up intimidated? I mean, nobody wanted to vote to convict him in either of his impeachments. Just Mitt Romney in the first one and 7 in the second after he was already going to leave office. But people are afraid of him. The owner of the Washington Post is afraid of him. He intimidates people. And I fear that whatever it is that's allowed him to intimidate the Republicans all this time so that anybody who defies him, like Liz Cheney, gets kicked out, as long as he's able to cost people their seats, he can control them. And I don't see anything right now that makes him less able to punish people who don't do what he commands. And he's so much into power, he's going to command more than is necessary just to show that he's boss and they're nothing. I wonder if he miscalculated with the likes of Matt Gaetz and I mean, was this a strategic move to get the worst, so the other ones who actually have some competence, who will be able to destroy the system, will look better? There's no sex scandal on Pam Bondi, so let's let her through. Was that a strategy? I kind of doubt it was that strategic. Was it a strategic error to nominate people? Did he overestimate how thoroughly and how quickly he could cow them? That might have been a miscalculation. Maybe we'll get more resistance from the senators by the time Trump gets to be president than we would have expected. That would be good for America. I hope it's true. It'll be one of the important dramas to follow. How many Republicans will vote against how many of Trump's unqualified and destructive nominees? We will see. Thank you. Please, to see a coherent picture I put together over a long period of time, please go to my website, abetterhumanstory.org. And I lay out a picture of sort of what's happened in the human story, a lot that was inevitable and a lot that clarifies the challenges that we face. Thanks. Bye-bye. abetterhumanstory.org. And subscribe to my videos if you're so moved. That would be nice for me. Thank you.